Welcome to Jane Ferris, who is the sought-after Dean of Students at Laurel Springs School. And in case you don't know, Laurel Springs School is an accredited online private school that was voted in the top 3 best online high schools in California by niche.com. What's the top benefit of online schooling?
Absolutely. So when we think about families looking to make a shift to learning online for their students, they're predominantly looking for either flexibility as one option that meets their family's needs, whether it be the family as a whole or the particular student's needs, or they're looking for a particular level of education. And with Laurel Springs School, they're finding a rigorous college prep education coupled with that academic flexibility that they're looking for.
Right now, so many brick and mortar schools are turning to online because of COVID. So where does Laurel Springs School play into this story?
Great question. Right now, we're finding a lot of families who are looking for an academic program that has behind it years of experience and educators that are prepared and ready to meet students in an online learning space. And so when we think about the families that are making the move, we recognize that this may be their very first time thinking about online learning or trying online learning for their family and their student, and they're looking for a space that's going to support them, providing the resources necessary to guide their student towards success.
You guys have been doing this for a really long time.
We have. Laurel Springs is about to celebrate its 30th anniversary, and we are known in the education space for being the very first online school in the country.
When your students apply to college, how do they do in the admissions process?
Absolutely. We hear from college admissions officers that they look for Laurel Springs students, that they know that students graduating from Laurel Springs School are prepared and ready to transition successfully to the college space. They are aware of time management skills and organization skills that will set them up for success. They know how to manage a schedule, recognizing that college courses typically meet every other day. Our students know how to budget their time and schedule accordingly, while also building in extracurricular activities and areas of interest. Our students also are prepared and ready to seek out, to self-advocate for themselves, to get the supports that they need, or to meet with professors or other individuals at the college level to support them in their academics. And from an engagement perspective, our students know what it means to find those things that interest them, where to find them, how to get involved, make friends in that space.
So that's great, because I remember when my kids were leaving for college thinking they have so much free time. How are they going to manage all of it? And so you're already getting them accustomed to that with your asynchronous learning schedule.
Correct. They're very much prepared to know what it's like to build that calendar of when they have an assignment, how to build in time to prepare, to find time to study, to know that they need to break apart their assignments and almost chunk on their own. They know how to do that because of how our learning management system spells out work for them.
Right now, Right now, one of the biggest worries is socializing for our kids. Our teenagers are pulled out of everything they knew in terms of school being academic, but more importantly, social. Is that something that Laurel Springs knows how to deal with in this virtual environment?
So we have an entire department committed to student engagement and thinking about how to provide opportunities for our students that help them to connect with their peers in meaningful and authentic ways. So in addition to over 30 clubs offered every year to students beginning in grades kindergarten all the way through grade 12, we provide opportunities every week where students are able to connect, whether it be on a club level or in a virtual field trip, going to some of the most extraordinary places on the earth, or talking about the solar system and planets as well. So they have that opportunity not only to engage with one another, but to engage with experts in the field to talk about different areas of interest or places or concepts that they're being studied. In addition to that, we also do offer on-site opportunities. So as I like to say, as the world may open up again and we're able to travel more, we look forward to meeting and greeting and welcoming families to on-site locations where we can celebrate and get to know one another and learn and experience together. We also offer a social network, a private social network for our students where they are able to interact with one another, to post, to share pictures, to ask questions, to find others in their area, to ask questions about coursework. We had students really interested in memes this year, memes to cope with the pandemic. And so students were able to respond to one another, to engage with smaller groups, clubs get information posted there, to interact in a safe space that is also being monitored, which I think is really important for parents to know. We're looking for that safe space for our students to be interacting with one another. And we have the ability to provide this space for our students.
So you guys got early in the game learning how to create community online. Have you gotten feedback from your families that in fact works, that the kids feel like they're part of something at Laurel Springs?
Absolutely. In fact, when we have our live year-end events for graduation or our prom, we'll see students, some of whom have never met each other face-to-face, but once they realize or they see the picture or from the video, oh, I know who that is, they're immediately gravitating to one another just as they would in a traditional brick and mortar space. They know that person, they've had interactions and conversation with them, whether it be video or no video, that they're looking out for one another. I was meeting with a group of students the other week, and when I went into the virtual room, only one student was there, and I thought, oh dear, where is everybody else? And the student said, oh, don't worry, I'll let them know we're in the room now. And with that, 24 other students jumped in because behind the scenes, they're interconnected with one another. I think one of the things that is really powerful is that as students come into our community, they find their space. They take those comfortable steps to observe, to see how others are interacting, and then they follow suit as their comfort grows, and then they build those relationships in those areas of interest that they have with their peers.
Well, so my next question is, who should be considering Laurel Springs? Although it sounds to me at this moment everyone should, but who do you typically think Laurel Springs is best suited for?
Absolutely. When we think about families, as you can imagine right now, we have a lot of families who are very interested in our model and in our school and being a part of our community. I think that students who are motivated, students that are interested in learning and wanting to be engaged in that process are good applicants. Students that value a good education and want to engage with curriculum that's going to challenge them to think and encourage them to grow. Parents that are looking for their students to have meaningful experiences with that learning, to connect with teachers, to have a space that is designed for them to continue to delve into areas that they love, and who are wanting to try something and see if it's something they like, and maybe not, then go in a different course. That we provide a lot of opportunity and flexibility for students in terms of course selection and course opportunities. It's also a space for families who as the world reopens, they're wanting to do this, that, and the other, maybe new opportunities that have become available following the pandemic, or picking up opportunities they had before and wanting to make an easy shift because of the flexibility that our model affords. There's no daily attendance requirements or amount of work that students have to complete each day, that students can build school around those other areas that they want to pursue.
So the one thing that you guys offer that is unusual in terms of an academic year is rolling enrollment. So somebody right now could be trying their school online, their brick and mortar school that shifted to online, and mid-September, the parents could see that it's really not going well for their kid. How does it work? Because, it's one thing to understand that there's rolling enrollment, but where does my kid catch up? How does that work?
So recognizing that we may have families that are wanting to try and then make a change, we are really excited that our rolling admissions model might work for those families. So at any day of the year, business day of the year, we have new students joining our school, and likewise, we have students graduating. So it is a very interesting enrollment model. When we think about students coming to our school, they're able to pick their start date, and they hear from their teachers and their counselor welcoming them to our school, getting them set up to start. And then the student is able to log into the learning management system and see their assignments. They have a start date and they have an end date, and they have what we call suggested pacing dates throughout. So they can see, ideally, within 2 weeks, I should have these assignments completed. And then 2 days later, I should have these assignments completed, and so forth for every course. So as a student's working through, they can change their dates within. So maybe they know that their semester at their current school is going to end, let's just say on January 20th, and they want to have that semester done because there might be an opportunity to make a transition at that semester point. Their semester with Laurel Springs may be set to end in February. They could set their end date to be earlier in January, and all of the assignment due dates will change for that student so that they can see how it is that they can complete their assignments more quickly within that time frame to be where they want to be if they want to make a change. Likewise, some of our students realize with the flexibility that our courses afford that they could finish their school year more quickly. When they do finish that semester, they can then pick up with the next semester, and as soon as that semester is done, summer vacation may have come early for that student, for example, or perhaps they want to jump into some summer courses that we offer, or maybe they want to roll right into the next school year. This year, we saw a number of our students complete their school year with summer plans, of course, either changed or no longer there. They decided to jump into that next school year, and we'll look to see have some of those students starting spring or summer vacation, I should say, maybe in March or April.
So there's so much customization, like you can really tailor the learning experience for what your high school or middle school kid needs.
Absolutely. So coming in, our placement counselors like to understand what a student's been studying previously. We also want to know what they're interested in, that maybe they have an eye for photography, or they're really interested in world languages, or they want to explore fine arts, whether it be performance or musical or art, for example. We have opportunities that we can provide those students. Maybe they're interested in starting their own business, or they're writing a novel, and we're able to support them with some of our elective course offerings in addition to the clubs that we offer.
So Laurel Springs has different tracks. One of the tracks is the academy. How is that different than just signing up for regular Laurel Springs, and what does that provide for students?
The Academy is a portion within Laurel Springs School. So students that are Laurel Springs students are then eligible to participate in the Academy, which is designed for students who are intellectually curious, motivated, driven to want to learn and succeed, excel in their studies. So for our students in the Academy, we have additional layers that we add on to both their academics and the support and community opportunities that they have. So from an academic perspective, their teachers have been specifically trained in how to support them, both challenging and encouraging and developing their skills. In addition, our courses are a little bit different that we offer in the Academy. Algebra is algebra, geometry is geometry, biology is biology. But we do offer additional courses beyond those courses that students may take. So for example, we have a Minerva Distinguished Scholars program that's available for our students beginning in 10th grade, that they can take courses through our partnership with the Minerva Project, where students are working in college level challenging curriculum, thinking and exploring real world problems in very hands-on and challenging ways. In addition to teacher support and opportunities that students have from an academic perspective, we also offer very personalized counseling services to our students. Beginning in 6th grade, our Academy students are assigned a college counselor who stays with them all the way through to graduation and works with them not only in time management and study skills, but also thinking about what their interests and passions are for plans either while in high school, during the summer, while in school, and even those plans post-graduation and potentially post-secondary, considering their interests. In addition, we have opportunities for coursework connected to a symposium. So every month, our students are engaged with and hearing from remarkable men and women across the world doing varying work in different subject areas that students can then connect with either in real time or on their own to provide a response and dialogue about their thoughts connected to those topics. So we have a live session we call Soapbox, where students can get on their soapbox and argue or agree to disagree and engage with those topics. We also have a different world language option for our students that are in the academy. We have partnered with Language Bird, offering premier world language instruction for students in a live opportunity where students work one-on-one with their instructors. So that's available to our students, those high school world languages, and there are 12 languages that are offered through our partnership with Language Bird. And then from a social perspective, we offer Academy Lounge twice a month, a middle school version and a high school version, where our Academy students can connect with their like-minded peers to talk about current events or areas of interest or games that they're playing or topics that have caught their eye that they want to connect about.
Laurel Springs has a brand new program, the Minerva Baccalaureate for incoming ninth graders.
Laurel Springs is really excited to be partnering with the Minerva Project to offer a transformative 4-year curriculum to our Academy students that are wanting to be future ready. In the first 3 years of high school, students are completing honors level coursework in the core subject areas, and their senior year, they're completing 32 college credits as a part of their coursework and earning their diploma from Laurel Springs and then certificate from Minerva Project and Minerva at KGI Institute. The students have an opportunity to work with peers in live classes held each day, as well as working self-paced on their own, preparing for those live classes. It's a very exciting opportunity for students who are wanting to propel their learning to a higher level.
Jane Ferris, thank you so much for your time and for all that great information about Laurel Springs School. Thank you.